What is up? Unannounced stream. On the fly. Just a chill stream. I thought I'm going to do some stuff on Hollywood. Maybe do some stuff on the game. I thought, why not stream it? Why not stream it, eh? Without any preparation, because it takes too much time, man. It takes too much time to prepare all that bullshit. And, yeah. Alright. So I'm going to do some open source work on a library that's already getting used by people, so it's always open heart surgery. That's what we're going to do. Open heart surgery. Because I'm a doctor. I'm Dr. Go. Dr. Golang. I just came from the gym also, by the way. Hey, if you want to know how my day went, it's probably much more interesting than your day, because I woke up at 8 o'clock. I woke up, I did some work, some contracting work on a Sunday morning. Did some contracting work. Then I made some Patreon videos. Then I went to the gym. Back day. Bend over rows. And all that stuff, you know. And I just home, took a shower, of course. Delicious. And now I'm here streaming. And after the stream, I'm going to make a YouTube video. And then it's my GF. Then my GF will basically need some attention. You know? So when is it me time? It's never me time. You know what I mean? There is no time to do me time. It's time to make money time. You know what I mean? It's filling the bank account. So if I die, they can bury me in a pile of money. Because I have no time to actually use it. Alright. No music because Bluetooth is borked on my system. I don't know what it is. Suddenly, Bluetooth disappeared. Like, and it was gone. On Windows. Of course, what else? So I have no Bluetooth, so I cannot connect, and I cannot... It's just bad. It's nasty. Where did you live with your Russian accent? I don't have a Russian accent. I'm Dutch, but I talk like garbage, I know. Who's here, actually? Everybody. Carlos Gomez! Great way to start the morning. It's so weird without any music, but I have music on my cell phone. I'm Bluetooth with my cell phone. A little bit of music, and you guys cannot hear it. It's my privilege. Alright, so what we're gonna do, a couple of stuff. Actually, I have no clue. We're gonna do some, I have no title, I have no thumbnail. It is what it is, I don't care, right? So basically, we are in the Hollywood framework. I'm also gonna make a YouTube video on how to make some microservices with it. Something I wanna do basically is middleware. I wanna add some middleware. So the first thing I'm gonna do is open up my special folder. I'm using my mouse. You see this? Punish me. Examples. This is a git ignore test file, right? Boom. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna test it. Event stream shenanigans. We don't need this. Boom, 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 boom. Quick question. Hey, of course, man. Like I said, it's Sunday. I'm here to answer all your questions. You know. All right, let's go. Patix. Are there more episodes on crypto exchange from scratch in Golang on your Patreon, or are these 12 episodes on the YouTube playlist all there is? Do I need to be honest, or do I need to debate you so you subscribe on my Patreon for 1 month? No, there is nothing on the Patreon that involves the exchange, but there are some other stuff on the Patreon, of course. You can actually check it out, right? There are 30 seconds. Every single video has a 30-second preview. I think you can also read the titles. I'm not sure. To be honest, let's do some marketing, eh? I will open it up. Like my Patreon, guys. Listen, my Patreon. There is no Patreon, but legit. What I'm gonna show you. There is no Patreon on the whole world that does what I do. No Patreon. It doesn't exist. I'm the only one in the fucking world. You see, I have 72 Patreons and I make 825 a month. Is that a lot? I don't know. I spend a lot of time in it. I have a lot of videos. You know what I mean? Look at these videos here. Hollywood stuff. Hollywood stuff. Actually, to be honest, how do I search in this garbage thing? Building a blockchain, episode 13. How do you guys find your way in this Patreon stuff? How do we do this? Forever Store. Like, we have Forever Storage basically as a decentralized distributed file storage. It's basically the Google Drive yourself. It has 17 episodes and they are all 40 minutes long. There is no course on the fucking planet in any language in the world that does what I do here. There is none. And I can swear, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong and I give you double your money back. Because I'm so 100% sure. Anyway, it is what it is. So this Patreon, there is no exchange on it. There is some order book stuff, I think. Not quite sure. Quant trading. I think there is some order book stuff where we do some quant trading shenanigans. Building quantitative trading infrastructure. All right, this is Patreon, right? So I don't need to market it because it's marketing itself, right? It's just so good. You have tight funds. LDM is there. Hey, and guys, if you have, like I said, it's kind of busy right now for the Patreon, but I'm gonna finish all these episodes for blockchain and all that shenanigans. Come, it'll be fine. Will there be a tutorial on Go backend with SQLite in wall mode? Ooh, I don't know what it is. I need to find. I first need to search for a tutorial that can teach me that, so I can teach you. Probably by a random Indian dude called Radish. Radish from India. Same but different. Okay, so what we're gonna do is middleware. And what do I mean by middleware? Like it is, right? Middleware. So, for example, we have this foo thingy, foo receiver. And if we send this a message, like send pit process ID is going to be spawn a new foo, right? A new foo, and I'm gonna call it foo, and I'm gonna give it a tag of 1. We're gonna send this a message to foo. This message here, which is an empty struct. It's all fine, right? And actually, to be honest, what's gonna be? Payload a string or something? I don't know. You tell me. Hello. Now we're gonna go do a time sleep of time second times 100. Just like that. Go run examples underscore test main.go. Boom. Right. Boom. Receive the message. Right. We receive the message here. So what we want to do now is make sure that we can have a middleware that can basically intercept that message, do some shenanigans with it, log it to anything, do some stuff with it, right? Give it a kiss, and then we're going to process the message, right? That's something that we need to implement or try to implement, right, in that framework. The DevMiner TV, that's my boy. He is using the framework already. Are you going to implement engine get bit for ID? Get bit for ID, get bit for ID. Get a bit for an ID. What do you mean by that? You mean if you're in an actor for some, and then you wanna have an other pit. Other pit is going to be. You want to use that probably miner. You want to probably use that inside of your receiver already. So you're gonna do something like the context proto reflect. Get child. We have get child. What does it do actually? You basically want to have access to the global registry, right? That's what you want. You want to have access to the global registry, which is basically. Do we have a registry? I think we have. A registry. You want to have access to this little fella here, you know? This guy here with his mutex. Protecting itself. from bad and evil. Like this, you want to have access to something like this, registry get, in your receiver. And how do you gonna find it then? How do you want to find that? Because if you have a bit, then you don't need to find that, right? Get bit for ID. So you want to give it an ID. For example, main. You want to do something like this get bit, and you want to give it foo or bar, for example, bar, and maybe you want to give it like a bit and with some tags, right? Or no tags, right? Tags or no tags. You want to have bar 1 because you could have multiple bars, right? So you want to have bar 1, and then it's going to basically give you the bit of bar 1. That's what you want. That makes a lot of sense. We're going to do that also, right? But first of all, is running on another host. That's a problem, right? Then we need a cluster, right? If it's on another host, it's another registry. That's why we need a cluster. And I already wrote a cluster. I already wrote a complete cluster, but not in my project. I wrote it in my contracting job because I'm using something similar, and I wrote a complete cluster myself. Distributed KV, so we don't need that. We're gonna use console, and we're gonna use a cluster package, which basically will store everything. So it will basically gossip all actors that come alive, right? And then you can just do all your good stuff. Exactly how I use it at Trading Light. I already did it. It's working perfect. It's working in production. Production. All right. So middleware. So I think if you want to spawn middleware, we need to do that. Probably gonna be an opts here. Maybe some middleware or something, right? Middleware. I saw that stuff you did with Raft. Yeah, but Raft is too complex. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need consensus. Fuck consensus. No consensus, my man. We just need a cluster topology hash. That's what we need. A rendezvous. You know what a rendezvous is? A lot of people don't know that, right? Only a handful of people know what a rendezvous is. Rendezvous hashing. That's what we're gonna do. Distributed systems, rendezvous hashing, very important. If you don't know that, you're not gonna pass your class. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? This is basically a bit of program design, right? We're gonna do some design. How do we design that, right? Because all these tutorials on YouTube, they teach you all this. Let's build a Netflix clone and let's build this, all this garbage that's basically gonna do nothing for you, right? So how are we gonna do that without breaking the thing, right? What me and my girlfriend have? Yes, a rendezvous. But a rendezvous is basically with multiple nodes, so I'm not quite sure how many girlfriends you have, right? And we are basically live on stream, so just whisper it in my ear. I won't tell anybody. Middleware. Middlewares. So let's comment this real quick out and see. Let's do something like let's try to see how I'm going to use it with options, right? Let's say opts is this, going to be an actor opts. The producer is going to be a new foo. The name is going to be foo. Then we're going to have an tags actually. It's going to be a slice of strings, right? But yeah. Going on, I can type. I'm still cramped. The pump is still going on in my arms. Did some biceps also. Big biceps. 36 years old. I'm still a fucking unit. You know what I mean? If you're 20, if you're in your 20s and you think you're strong, I challenge you. String. 1. Actually, it's a slice, yeah. Now we can say spawn opts with this. With opts, right? That should do the same shenanigans. Yes, that's true. What is an actor? An actor is basically something that can act in your system, and it will act on messages. It will act upon message. I need to. My dog needs to be inside. Look at him. Look at him. What up, boys? Nasty. He's nasty. He's dirty. And he smells like shit. It's crazy. It's a beagle. Ah. Yeah, don't expect any focus stream today, right? Don't expect that. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be a day in the life. It's gonna be a day in the live stream. Dauk. Middle should probably be a slice of funk. Yeah, let me quickly think about this. So we're gonna have some. The question is, do we add one middleware or there should be a possibility to add multiple middlewares, right? So I would do something like, what could be a middleware function, right? Actually, a middleware is actually simple. It's gonna be a func. I'm gonna just give it like this. Let's see what the signature need to be. So the only thing we're gonna do basically is give it a C context, right? Am I actually out of breath? Just going to the door, that's crazy actually. The question is, do we need a next? What is dev minor TV telling us? An actor context and then a func. So what he's telling us is basically doing like that, right? Like a func, which is going to be. This needs to be a pointer, right? Pointers, because next thing is going to be the same thing. See, actor context. Is that true, actually, to be honest? This sounds like a little bit of. So then we do our shenanigans. We do some Shenna. We do some Shenani. Shenani. We do some Shenani. And then we call next. C. Shenani. We need to do some Shenani. Or we say something like why did we call next? Why should we never call? Why should we call it manually? Right? Why do we not do something like simple, like a simple function, like a middleware is just a receiver? You know what I mean? We could just do this, right? Receive C actor context like that, and call it a day, right? And then, right, so middlewares could be a slice. Actually, to be honest, maybe we want to have functions. Middleware func. Actor context. To be honest, I don't like a middleware func. I think we should do something like this. Like a receive func, right? Just a combination of this. Slice of receive funcs. You see, asynchron protocol actor. That's what I'm using in production, actually. It's going to be a context here because we are in the library, right? Because if we are using middlewares, right? So let us try and then see. That's the best thing. Don't overthink too much. That's what I want to learn you, because this is also, I'm not quite sure what the name of the stream was. I was out of inspiration. So how to get good at programming is basically just do stuff and don't listen to everybody else, right? All these shenanigans, don't do it. Because most of the people writing books, most of the people giving you advice, your colleagues, your lead developers, they're basically most of the time, not always, but there is a very high chance they are complete garbage. This is what it is. And yeah, unfortunate, right? So let's do some out, for example, right? The question is, gonna be pointers, hey? Actually, to be honest, what I'm doing here should be a pointer, just like that. Go back to here, and that needs to be an actor context. My hands are so sticky that my basically my palm rester is basically sticking to my palms each time I move. It's insane. Actor context, just like that. Then we're gonna say fmt println from mw this c, actually, to be honest, c message, right? That's fine. So then we're gonna say here middlewares is gonna be a slice of actor.receive funcs. Look at this, very beautiful. Out. Guys, you're already too late. Receive func is missing a dot. Where? Which one? Tell me. It's the delay on YouTube, guys. It's delay. It's a lot of delay, right? If you tell me something, it's probably gonna take 1 minute or 2 minutes before I actually notice, right? I see a lot. I already see some problems with the way we do this, like here. The good stuff is actually because ops is getting piped into the process. Processos here. New process. Ops. You see, there's some restovers. I don't like this CFG actually. I'm gonna call this ops actually, to be honest. I'm gonna do can I rename this? Call. Done. I have an idea. Look at this hook producer. Look at this, how I did with this hook producer. I like this. This hook receiver, right? This hook receiver has a receiver in it. To be honest, that's actually middleware, right? That's actually some kind of a middleware system. And to be honest, hey, I'm just thinking about this. Why would you so many options we have. We could actually also just say, you could also just wrap your own actor, right? And call it a little bit. Look at this, right? You could do something, guys. Look what we could do. You could say, for example, let's say we have an out actor, right? This is going to be an out, it's going to be a struct. Just like that, right? Then we're going to say, and in out we're going to have our receiver, right? Look at this. Look at this, what I'm going to do. So, not quite sure if it's a good approach. You guys need to tell me what you like, right? So we could do receiver. That's going to be an actor receiver, not a receive func, a receiver, right? I'm going to say new out. Or you could actually do something like with out, putting your receiver in here, or just R. Give it a receiver. Return an actor producer, which will return a func that will return an actor. No, that's not true. A receiver, which will return an out with the receiver R. I'm doing witchcraft, voodoo, and black magic at the same time. Look at this. And then we're going to say out receive, see, a pointer to actor context. And I think it's so hard to type, it's the X. We're gonna, actually, to be honest, if look at this. If A is authenticated, return A, no, not return, A dot receiver, receive context. Look at this. And then you can actually return here. $120 VPM. Type racer like a madman. If I don't need to talk, then I can type like a crazy motherfucker. So, what is this? This receive thingy. Is this some leftovers from? There's also some bad stuff. So middlewares. Actually, to be honest, fuck middlewares. Right. So and then what we're gonna do is instead of let's do these options. Let's delete it actually. Actually, to be honest, I'm gonna print it, put it here, comment it out, so we can have that for later on, for later use. Let's put it aside, right? We store it in the garage. We're gonna spawn without. Look at this, how beautiful this is. Without new foo. Yeah, new foo is a producer. Actually, to be honest. We might run into some troubles, I know. think we have some trouble. Now the status shared across messages. Yeah, it is. Let me. Hey, sometimes I need to let me live in my dreams, man. Let me live in my own fantasy for a while. Now the state is shared. The state is always be shared because otherwise, what you're gonna do with your middleware, right? It's the middleware is basically is kind of used to share is to intercept the message, do some stuff with it. Could be in a non-shared approach, right? You just have the message and you, for example, you store it somewhere. But you could also use that message to manipulate that data and pass that data back to something else. But that's maybe not a good idea to use as a middleware. Yeah, of course. This is actually working because the reason why we get all these messages here is because we look at this. Where is this authenticated shenanigans? Let's do something like this. Switch MSG C message type. Just like that. Case. We're gonna have an actor started, which actually, to be honest, and an actor stopped, maybe. We're also gonna have an actor initialized, I think. Actor is gonna be initialized. And then we're gonna have default. We could actually do it like that and pipe the message through, but that's so bad, right? That's bad. Do we need? But we can do like that. Some cheating, right? Some little hack to get the compiler not complaining. This little boy is not authenticated. That's because yes, that's that. I don't think it's a good approach to do this middleware in that sense, right? But that's something you could do. It's just like let's say this is a way of wrapping your actors with another actor that does something, and then normally you should send messages, to be honest. Because if you think about it, right? If you think about it, do you need a middleware that does some authentication? Because normally you get a message to your authentication actor, and then that authentication actor will basically send that message, forward it to some kind of a router, right? It will forward it to the correct bit. But these middlewares, I was more thinking about what we're gonna do if we get stopped here. All right, so basically, the little boy is not authenticated, right? So all your authentication is being written in this out. I'm thinking we need to be very careful about how you implement something like that, because The problem with open source stuff, if you work on open source libraries, it's actually, maybe it's one people or two people that's using this. It's very annoying to break stuff. It's very, very annoying because also it's very early and you could say, yeah, but it's not stable yet. True. But how, you could imagine if there are some 2 or 3 or 4 people using this also in their toy project, for example, and you're constantly breaking things, they're gonna stop using it and they will never come back again, right? So I want to make sure that I implement something that actually is good in all scenarios, makes a lot of sense, so we don't need to change it. If you know what I mean. Ice Bear Man, what is up? Chewy, yo man. Because otherwise, if you want to do it a middleware approach, like I want to do it, then you have these in hooks. Where is it? Here. Then you have these middleware functions that will run before we're gonna receive. And then your middleware should actually return a boolean or something, right? Because if it returns false, we stop the chain or something. I don't know. Because with this next thingy, with the next function, with a func context again, I don't know. Seems very, very odd. You're not even out of feed 010, it's true, but still. Who is this guy here? Ines Roy Vlogs. Hello, sir. New friend, come into the... Hello, friend. I'm gonna try to... I cannot! Why can I not ban this guy? You're lucky. You're lucky that I don't have a quick ban. Where's Nightbot, actually? Alright. To be honest, I like this approach a lot. This out thingy. Give moderator perms. I have no clue, guys, how to do this. To be honest, I have no fucking clue how to give moderation. I cannot even moderate myself. Let's say give moderation to somebody else. It's so complex, all that stuff. And by the way, I never need to use it. I never need to use moderation because, hey, we are a happy place. You know what I mean? We basically are. We are a deviation. We are a deviation. We are actually, to be honest, I think we are one of the only deviations on YouTube, right? We deviate ourselves from the programming paradigms, right? Where everybody is telling us that we need to do yada yada and need to do this and that, and they comment to my YouTube videos also, and they comment, and I always... But please use this, please shut the fuck up. That's my answer, you know what I mean? We program and we do what we want. And that's the only way to get better, because all these other guys, they are blocking your imagination, right? They're blocking your imagination, and the only thing they do is they make some simple APIs on their job, right? They just go to their job, which they hate, and the only thing they need to do is go GitHub, and they need to do, I don't know, hey, can you return an ID, please, for me, or something, and all that simple stuff, that's what they do. And they don't do anything else, right? Yeah, I'm thinking, to be honest, I cannot find a good way to implement this, or a good use case for it. When would I use middleware? Let's say you want to log something, because in an actor model, you don't want to... You could wrap it, right? You could easily wrap them like this. There's one big problem though. Look at this. There's one big problem with this guy. Let's say it started, right? Need to set my state to 100, for example, right? So let's say this foo actor when he starts, he needs to set a state to 100 or something. The problem is in this approach, I don't think it's actually doing it. You see? That's the problem. Oh, it's not authenticated. But still, it's not authenticated for this message, right? So what we need to do, actually, to be honest, is do this, right? Is that true? Can I please clear the screen? Yeah, thank you very much. MSG declared not used. It's so annoying, man. I know it's just for testing purposes, so it doesn't really matter. Boom. Need to set my state to 100. That's fine. Another problem is, what if we want to have a producer? He's producing foo. That's fine. He's producing foo. So we could have state, right? We could have state is 100. We could give the state to foo right here. And you could say, for example, you could do it actually cleaner, right? You could say receiver is going to be without new foo state. Right, and then we could say, oh wait, what's going on here? Then we could say actually receiver or producer, to be honest. Prot. Prot like this. Okay, we don't have state, that's true. Let's go to new foo here. Let's say we're going to have an initial state. It's going to be this one. It's going to be an integer. State int. State, state, and then my state is f state. But if we want to send, a message, it's not authenticated, right? But the next question is, am I dying? Is today the last day? That's valid syntax. You know, guys, this thing here. Haha. What I most of the time do, what is going on here? What I most of the time do, did you guys not know that? Most of the time I just do this, right? I put them below, because sometimes I have like a list of 20 cases or something. Hey. A lot of people say, hey, that's not clean code. And I say, if you work at the scale I'm working in, if you work at the difficulty and basically the money level that I'm working in, you will have these case statements with 20 lines. But of course, if you work where most of the people work and all these tutorials and all that stuff, you want to have 2 case statements. That's true. Hey, I'm just joking. Hey, guys, listen. Take everything with a grain of salt, right? Like I said, it's like I'm a chat actor also online, right? I'm a chat actor also. I'm not a narcissist or something. It's an entertainment thing. You know what I mean? Don't think that I'm such a cocky bastard. Or am I? Guys, need to be listening. A lot of people know that, but some people will say, "Who the hell is this guy?" Let me see what the thing is. All right. So you need to be take it with a grain of salt for the new people. Take it with a grain of salt. Yeah. So basically, I think if we do it something like that without, that is working perfectly fine in my opinion. I'm gonna delete these middlewares real quick. This receive func can actually stay. Is it true? I think we already have a receive func, to be honest. What the hell did I do? Oh yeah, this op thingy, right? Op thingy! I still need to realize there's no music for you guys. I have music in my headset and you guys have nothing. Doing some fake coffee drink. Alright, so basically, maybe it's been asked before. Yeah, my accent is kind of a topic lately. It's true, it's kind of a topic. They think I'm Irish or Scottish, and that's basically because the way I pronounce workers. We need to work. We need to work. We need to start the work. We need to start the work. It's not true. I don't know what it is. Why I'm pronouncing it like that. It's complete crazy that I'm doing this. I cannot. I know that. I'm aware of that pronouncement. I'm aware of that. There's some certain things I pronounce them very, very bad. I know. I'm Dutch. I'm Flemish. I'm from Belgium. Yeah. Belgium finest. This is what it is. But I know. It sounds Scottish. Cannot do anything about it. I don't actually care, to be honest. I don't know if the girls like it. I don't know. Maybe the girls like it. I have no clue. I still need to find the first girl on Discord. And like I said before, I'm going to say it again. If you're a girl, because in my community, it's only men. I don't understand. So if you're a girl and you're on my Discord, and don't be that guy that pretends he's a girl, right? I know. No. If you're a real girl and you're an engineer or a coder or whatever, tell me on Discord, add me on Discord, and I give you a special role. On top of everybody else. All the girls get a special role. Just below me, because I have the GG role. Hey. In pink. I swear to God. In pink. Because we need to have more girls. The deaf miner. Snow girls in tech is like snow at the equator. It's not true. I think there are a lot of girls, but I think they are, I don't know. I think there are more girls though in front-end engineering, right? I think there's low-level stuff. I don't think there are a lot of girls, but I think in front-end engineering, design, front-end stuff, full stack maybe, I think there are a lot of girls, man. Don't underestimate them. Don't underestimate the girls. Because if you think about it, back way before we humans stand up and basically started to talk in special, there's all these special sounds. In the animal kingdom, the girls, the women, are basically, they're no joke, right? They're no joke. So I don't understand why in this human, in humanity, why the women are basically, like, of course, right now, 2023, a lot of you have this emancipation of the women and everything, and it's getting for equal rights but before that, when girls were basically nothing, right? They were basically suppressed like crazy. But in the animal kingdom, like all the women, they are crazy, man. Like black widows and everything. I swear, they just fuck you up. Or the beast or something. The queen. You know what I mean? So I don't know how that actually happened. Yeah. All right. So I have a girl-friendly channel. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do without any woman? Life would be so fucking bad. I don't understand. I cannot imagine a life without a woman, to be honest. It's like, what are you gonna do if you're sick? What are you gonna do when you have the fucking flu? Thinking you're gonna die each moment is your last, because if you have the flu, you're gonna be basically gonna think that you're gonna die. Who's gonna take care of you? Yourself? I don't think so, right? It's your woman, it's your girl that brings the tea. It's your girl that brings the sinutap or something else, you know. LGBTQ, what the hell is that? Rohan Verna. Most girls on Tech, Discord, or LGBTQ plus straight one is hard to find. Man, you need to explain what that is. Okay, cool. So where is the Dev Miner TV? Do you think this approach could help you? What I just did? Or do we really need to find a way to add in that stuff? Because I think we're gonna hop over to our game. To the terminal game. I think we're gonna hop over that. Voila. Yeah, let me know, man. And like I said, if you have some proposals, just propose on an issue. I mean, on a GitHub issue. Just open up a how do you call that? A ticket or something, or an issue, and dump your ideas. Because I cannot. Because it's not the same as in an HTTP request, right? If you have an HTTP request, it's in an actor model. We need to be careful how we. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. Oh yeah, queers. It's that's like I said. There's a couple things I don't like in life, and that's basically like I'm a very open-minded person. Trust me, I'm very open-minded, but there's a couple things I really cannot live, and it's freedom of speech. Right? I can say whatever I want. Right? I don't care. I have nothing against lesbians or homosexual people. I think that can happen. I think, because to be honest, if you think about it, I can see the world, and I'm not ashamed of it, and I can see a man, and I can think, whoa, this guy's fucking he's whoa, I'm gonna hide my girl because this guy, he looks fucking amazing. I can say that from another guy, and I can also say, oh, this guy is basically just he's, I don't know. He needs to go to the gym, and he probably needs to stay in the dark. Of course, I don't say him, right? But I can see from men if they're gorgeous or not, handsome or not, right? I can say that, but that doesn't mean that I cannot imagine myself doing stuff with a man. I cannot imagine that. I'm so sorry. I cannot. But what I don't like, what I actually can, it's like people that are born as a man, but now they are a woman. That blows my mind. I don't know. That's crazy. Like I said, I don't care, right? You do whatever you want. You do what you need to do, but maybe you're not as manly, because there's a woman inside of every man, and there is a man inside of every woman, right? Some women are more masculine and some men are more woman. You know what I mean? It's like, it depends, right? That's all fine. But men that basically transform themselves into fucking women and women transform themselves into fucking men is crazy. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, I swear to God. Rate my FFmpeg code I posted yesterday. Lol. Okay, let's do that. Let's first of all, did we do something special? Get status. I'm gonna commit this. I think I changed some stuff here. Yeah, there's that. I'm gonna diff. Let me do make test real quick. Probably gonna fail. We have some risk. No, it's fine. All right. Changed CFG to opts. Master. It's main in my day job. So master. CD. Actually, I can't. So I'm gonna. What's behind this screen? Actually, to be honest, nothing. CD. Not a game. CD. Not a game. Oh my God. VS Code is decided to update. Unpacking. Look at this. Boom. It's all been taken care of. Not a game. Do we have a make file? Tick. Undefined tick. That's a problem. 31 here. Oh yeah, we did this nasty stuff with input. I'm gonna delete that because it's not working. Make boom. We have a game here, guys. Look at this. Boop, boop. Look at this guy. Look at him going. And we had some problems here, but first of all, we're gonna do some other stuff. If you have code that you wanna that I need to review or something, positive feedback, of course. Post it right now. I'm gonna do it right now. And then we're gonna fix our input here. Like I said, it's gonna be a variety stream. We're gonna just chill out and do some coding stuff, right? That's what we're gonna do. Man, I'm so happy with this game already. And I wrote this completely from scratch, no library. We're not gonna use any library, right? Because we are real programmers. And we are using actually, let's type nothing. You see? We have uppercase constants. Yeah, but that's actually not idiomatic. You're right. Because I'm a rascal, I'm a problem child, and I'm, like I said, I'm a deviation of the community, right? I'm a deviation. Can you clear your terminal with ctl+v? Oh no! No, I won't. I do it like this. Like I said, I probably press clear faster than your control plus most of the time. You see? You didn't even see it, and I already did it. Shit! Hey! You see? Faster than your. My reflections, my how do you say it? My reflection, it's not a reflection, it's my reflex. Ooh, it would be good if you do raycasting and everything, man. Oh, don't be too excited. I prefer uppercase const. It's true. I'm also preferring uppercase const, right? But it's a community that's gonna bash you, right? It's gonna bash you. I will make a video like if I make a video from now on, everybody should write this constant in uppercase in Golang. They're gonna cancel me. You know what I mean? The problem is in Golang is that you have, if you want to export something, you need to make it. But if you want to make it public, you need to uppercase it. And that's why they basically cock-block themselves with these constants. But because we are in the main, and it's our program, and it's our code, we can do whatever we want, right? So we don't need to... like that. All right, this goat from our boy, the mindless dev. Where is it? Same community also use single ladder values everywhere. Yeah. Like for this, I think it makes sense, right? For the function receivers, G game, I think it makes sense. Yeah, I think I'm also using these. I don't know. It depends. It's running. I mean, yeah, it's what it is. Where is this code, man? Where can I find it? Tag me on Discord. Yesterday in the Golang channel. Yeah, man. Do I need to find it? Do I need to find it? Man, do you have a GitHub link? Give me a GitHub link. Make a gist. Make a gist and I will do it, right? So the problem we have in our game is that we cannot move because we are blocked. We are blocked by... Get of helper function separate files. No. No separate files. Everything in main. It doesn't matter, right? Like this is just... Everything is here. Because if I need player, I find player, right? Like this. I find my player. You see player. Everything player here. Doesn't really matter. If I want game, I'm here at game. If I want my draw buffer, then I'm at my draw buffer, right? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Like I got some. It's pretty funny because the place where I work, I was doing some rewrite stuff. I was refactoring some stuff out, and they told me, "Hey, you basically optimized everything for keyboard use." He told me that. That's what he say. I saw you optimized everything for keyboard use. Of course I'm optimizing for keyboard use. You know what I mean? Because by the time, if you still gonna look into these folders like a fucking pepega, man, you're not gonna make it. You know what I mean? You optimize everything for keyboard use. For example, what's optimizing for keyboard use, right? What could be optimized for keyboard use? For example, if you want to create a subscription, right? A lot of people, if you want to make a create sub message, for example, a lot of people do create sub struct, right? That's what everybody does. Create sub. Look at this. This is going to be the best advice you're ever going to get. You cannot find this on YouTube. I'm the first one that teach you this. Delete sub. Right? Type remove sub. And sub is subscription, right? Remove sub or user or whatever. Remove sub. Struct. Right? So, let's say, let's do this. Oh man, it's so annoying. Delete user. Let's paste it in here. Let's do remove user, right? Let's this. So let's say you're basically somewhere else, right? You're here with the draw buffer because you're drawing stuff in the buffer, right? And you're looking for... Actually, it should be a file name. Or it doesn't actually matter. It's the general advice. So a lot of people will do create sub. So what you're going to do is you're going to do create. But the problem is, of course, this is grouped together, but you can get the point, right? If you have... The point is that you will... you could be interfered with what do you want? Do you want create sub, create user, create book, create to do, create all the things? What do you want? And can you imagine if you, like I said, if you work at small scale, it all doesn't matter. But if you work at a big scale, the bigger the scale, the bigger the problems, right? Then you have create, and if you search like this, here for example, create, or actually you can do this up thingy, right? Create, look at this, this is annoying. Why? Because right now, I want to create a user. I want to get to create user. But it's at create sub, and I don't use my mouse. I don't touch it. So how am I going to do this? So I need to create user to get my user. And that's bad. That's slowing you down. So how did you name your types? Sub create. Right? Sub delete. Of course you could say something like that. Sub delete. That's how I do these things. Sub delete, sub create, user delete. Because then you can, and even your files, then you can be specific at the type, right? Because right now, and I actually don't use it too much, this thing. I want to go to sub create, right? I'm at sub create. Of course, now you can nitpick and say, yeah, but what if you want to delete, right? But you know what I mean. It's much faster. It's much better. Boom. And you're here. If that makes sense. And that's optimizing for keyboard use. Of course, if you're a clicker, it's the same as in World of Warcraft. Who's going to win? The clicker of the guy that binded his keys in PvP. Who's gonna rape your ass? The rogue that binded his keys, right? And when you're clicking, he's gonna backstab you to that. You know what I mean? But what if the code has more lines? But I don't know. It's 200 lines. Even if it's 2,000 lines, you find stuff by looking at things, right? You know what I mean? Of course, hey, listen. Of course, you're gonna have separate files, right? Where you have some grouped stuff. For example, if I need to do a lot of drawing stuff, or I think we're gonna add the input because I'm gonna copy paste some stuff. We're gonna make a new file, an input file, input.go, for example, where you're gonna group all the input logic, if you know what I mean. If you're a clicker, leave the stream. No, man, if you're a clicker, like I said, disable your mouse. Disable your mouse for 6 months, and you're gonna be insane. All right, so what's the problem here? Oh, of course, no. Do we have this guest already? Where is this guest? It's still not a guest. Guys, if you want me to review it, I cannot. You need to make a guest out of it. And where is the rest of the code? The minor def. Give me. You just give me like 10 lines of code, man. If you really want to... I've seen much worse in recondition. And also no arrow keys, very important. No arrow keys. You need to debind them. Buy a 65% keyboard, right? No arrow keys. That's very important because that's the first mistake I made is arrow keys. And that's the same thing, right? Arrow keys or mouse, it's the same thing. It's exactly the same. It's the same. Your hands needs to be at the home row at all times, right? And doing stuff. The actual word is in the guest like above, but where is this guest, man? I don't see any guest. Place a guest in Discord. I'm so sorry. Place a guest in Discord. Link it in Discord. Why is everything so complex? Just link a guest, because if you link in chat, it's not gonna work. I'll be right back. Get some nicotine for you guys. A little bit of nicotine. I don't care anymore, to be honest. Damn it, YouTube. Aha! You got a guest. And if you wanna have your code reviewed, hey, just send it in a guest. Tag me on Discord and I review it directly. Directly, mate. Directly. By the order of the Peaky Blinders. What is this? How can I... A little bit of smoking on Sunday. Hey, why not? Yo! Alright. Is this big enough for you guys? Let me... What do we have here? What creator? Alright, so we have a type download a struct, right? It's an empty struct. So basically, we don't know what it is, right? Oh, it's using the actor model. That's true. Look at this. Look at this guy. New actor. But this is basically package. There's a weird package name already. I think this is a weird package name. M3 U8 downloader. But it is what it is, right? So new. Oh yeah, I see what it is. It's making an actor, right? Okay, cool. There's no state on this actor, right? That makes sense. Receive. Perfectly fine. D on start. That's good. The thing is, on start is basically... Yeah. D on start is really... Yeah, I'm not gonna nitpick. It's fine, it's fine. We don't nitpick here. Starting is also good. He's generating a file name, he's generating a file path. CMD, he has execing. Each time you get a message download, right? He's execing a command. I see the out pipe. I have no clue what it does actually, to be honest. He's piping this stuff, I guess. CMD, what is that actually? CMD start, okay, this is a Golang thingy. You're streaming that to the terminal. Scanner, new scanner. Splitting lines. Like I said, what I see right now is basically just normal stuff, right? It's not nothing. It's completely Go stuff. It's fine. It's perfectly fine, right? I don't see anything special. It's low level stuff. He makes an upload file message pretty fine with the streamer. I wish I would be in my editor to be honest, because I like to do GD so I can go to definition and see all that stuff. So he sent it to this new pit. Why are we making a new pit here? He takes the address, fine. It's cool that he knows that, right? You can see that this guy, the dev miner TV, the way, because there's not a lot of documentation here, and he figures out that he can create a new pit, that he needs to take the address, and then he can the notifier. So that's already good. You see, he's a little hacker, right? He's a little hacker. He just builds stuff and he doesn't care. That's amazing. I like that. M platform. What's M again? Nobody knows. M2. It doesn't matter. He's sending the message to... It's basically this hard-coded stuff that you're talking about, right? So basically what I need to do in Hollywood is basically make... No, it's local. These are locals. Credential management. Yeah, it's okay, man. Oh, top matched. Oh, yeah. I see. Here. Yeah. Okay, fine. All good, my man. All good. These things, what I would do, basically, don't we have access to these bits at startup at your CMD, where you at your main.go, where you spawn all these actors? Then you could spawn your notifier, spawn your S3 uploader first, take these bits. I do that all the time, right? And takes these bits and put these bits in your downloader. I do that all the time. When you do new here, you can return an actor, a producer like this, right? And then you can actually give the arguments of your bits. Notifier bit. What is that other shenanigans bit, and then you have access to them, and then you don't need to do this stuff. And later on, we can use cluster to get these things, right? Get the cluster to get these kinds, or types, or IDs, or whatever you want to call them. Then he's going to spawn something else on the fly. That's fine. He's going to spawn a re-encoder new. You see this? I like this. That's exactly how you need to use that framework for, right? Because otherwise, you're going to have functions, and you're not going to know what's going to be called and what kind of routine, and your mutexes all over the place. And at low scale, it's all going to be fine, but at large scale, you could have some locks that are basically blocking each other, or basically taking a lot of time because they're waiting for each other and they will never come. Just like your Tinder date. Just like your Tinder date, right? You're waiting for her, but she's never coming. Or make them global, something like that. But like I said, put them in here. And by the way, I will add something that you can actually get the pit from the registry, to be honest. Yeah, okay, you're right. Let's do that first. Actually, this game is for later on. We need to do it first. We need to help out. This is the privilege you get, right? If you're Hollywood. Oh man, I should be a Twitch streamer, by the way, and be super rich. But hey, it isn't. We're not. All right, so what we're gonna do is let's open up this test thingy once again here. Oh, that's not what I want. It's this one. So this is an example. I will actually make an example also later on. So we're gonna delete everything here real quick. This is foo. This is fine. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna do something like the pit. Let's say bar pit. Let me go a little bit higher up. So bar pit is going to be C. Maybe how are we gonna call this? Get pit. Get local pit. Get local pit. Based on a name. And some IDs, right? And some tags. So basically it's gonna be bar. For example, bar, if you just want to get bar. If your actor is called the address, right? It's going to be address with the separator bar, right? But you could also have, actually to be honest, I cannot type anymore. You could also have address bar 1, something like that, right? So if you want to have bar, you do this. If you want to have bar 1, you do this, right? And if you want to have bar 1, because what we do is we do something like that in production, right? We do something like this. We do, for example, our actors are being called like that. For example, Binance F. No, like this. Symbol. Like a symbol. What's going on here? Symbol. Binance F. BTC USDT. Book. And then we have a child of book, volume, or something like that. That's how we have these things, right? I wouldn't put that on the context. We need to, right? Because why don't we? We need to, because otherwise there is nothing to do. We need to have it on the context. Otherwise, where are you gonna get that from? Context is basically a shared. We have engine. You could call it from the engine, but why would you call engine if you can directly put it on the context? It's like a proxy function, right? So we're gonna do that real quick. Context, and then we're gonna try to get an input from our game. I'm gonna click because VS Code. But yeah. It's going to be on the engine, right? Because engine, as we're going to call the engine, you will see what I'm going to do. Because context is, for me, context is a helper. It's a context that's going to do a lot of abstractions for you. You will see. So we're going to have something that is called, where are we going to put this thing? New context, respond, spounce, child func, get child, send, forward, pit. Let's do it here, right? We're going to say, C context, man. Get local. Pit. What's going on? Is my tab on? What's going on here? Pit. We're gonna do return. Wait, let me first see. C engine. Registry. Let's look up. Do I have get? It's fine. Fuck. Registry! Let me open up registry real quick. So we have a lookup string processor, right? This is a pit based on a processor. Shit, it's gonna be nasty. So we need to be inside the registry. right inside of the registry. This is the heart of Hollywood. R registry gets by name. Deafminer TV is getting slapped on the cheeks by Nightbot. That's amazing. Maybe the dot will open VS Code in your browser. Hey, what's up, FS Al Furazi? What's going on? Let me vape real quick. Oh, amazing. Oh! It's the first time I do this because I actually decided for myself that I don't give a fuck anymore. To be honest. I'm just being myself, right? That's what it's all about, right? There is no need to be some kind of a guy and yada 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 and you no, not anymore. We're just me. We are friends. I'm just now like I was your friend. You know what I mean? Just like I was your friend and we're hanging out together, right? We're hanging out together, talking about life. You know what I mean? Talking about life. Talking about how big our back pump was today. Hoo, baby, it was insane. All right, so it's going to be a problem here. Get by name. It's going to be a problem. I'm going to return a processor, actually. Nightbot is drunk. Yeah, yes, man. Defer R and mu R unlock. Then we're gonna loop here. Problem is gonna be this is gonna be the pit. It's actually the lookup key, actually the key, or we could call it the pit key. Pit key. Proc. It's gonna be arranged into R. What's lookup? That's the map. In range lookup, right? Why not? Why not? Registry test. Nothing. Nothing here. Func. Test. Get by name. Actually, to be honest, can I do func test? Yes. Actually, to be honest, it doesn't really matter. We already typed much more than we actually need to. Test get by name. Testing.t, that's perfectly fine. We're gonna say E. Actually, to be honest, we don't need that, right? We could do reg. It's gonna be a new registry. Yes, that's perfectly fine. What do we need here? Engine. That's actually bad, right? We need an engine. A new engine. E. Why do we need that? Oh my god, look at this map. we have a lot of place. Then we're gonna say pit. Actually, there should be a pit. Or a proc. Reg get by name. What do I need to add? I need a proc, right? I need to do it like that. What func is it? A C context. I'm gonna call it foo, right? So we don't need an engine, right? Because it doesn't make any sense. We're gonna make an engine. Engine will have the registry and do all this stuff, and then we're gonna actually say we can actually access it by that. A registry get by name, and we're gonna quickly print out this proc. Like that, right? Of course not gonna work because pit key declared and everything here, right? That's fine. So what I'm gonna do is 70 print, actually printf maybe, just to do something like, to be honest. Pit is fine. Descriptor, why? Pit key. We don't care about this pit key, right? Gonna return nil here real quick. Actually, to be honest, the reason why I'm doing this, it sounds a little bit weird, but that's the way I work. I'm a little bit weird also. Is because now I can actually test and see what is basically printing out, right? We have a dead letter. That's actually so fucking nasty. Why is that? Why is that? We spawn it here. Is it probably... That's a problem, I think. It's gonna be this... It's gonna be this nasty problem. And that's why the dev miner told us to have wait till ready. And I think we should use something. We should implement also something like that. Let's do a time sec. Actually, a millisecond is fine, right? But this is going to be good enough. Yeah, it's this one. Local foo nil. It's printf. That's so nasty. Actually, to be honest, I just need to click here. Boom. So we're gonna have the dead letter process. That's a standard process that it do something internal, and then we have local foo, and then we have nil. What is that? Oh, that's basically yeah, I know what it is. It's this one, right? There's a proc here. It's gonna be nil, right? You see? Yeah, proc nil. Okay, cool, fine. What I want to test is, what is the key name again? It's local foo, right? The thing is, you want to find a local pit. You want to find a local pit, right? So that's nice. Local pit is always going to be local. A local pit is always going to be local slash or a separator, doesn't really matter, separator. And a separator, you can configure that yourself. It could be a slash, it could be an arrow, it could be whatever. It could be a Unicode character, doesn't matter. So a local pit is always going to be local with an ID, all right? And an ID can have multiple shenanigans, right? I was debugging the yesterday and I got nils back. Well, the problem is that the problem is this one, right? The problem is the spawn. If you spawn something, it's gonna do a lot of stuff, and the mailbox will be directly open. But the problem is, you need to understand that until we actually added that to the registry, it's gonna take some time. Of course, it's not gonna take milliseconds. It's gonna take some time. Especially if you call it directly after, right? That's why I'm adding this small sleep, right? I think you could even do a millisecond times 1 is going to be working perfectly fine, if you know what I mean. You see, 1 millisecond is fine. It's just don't run this function at the computer speed, right? At computer level speed, because it's not going to work, because we do some stuff first in an async way, right? Spawning is asynchronous, so give it some time. So that's what I'm thinking also, to give in spawn options the option to give it a WG, a pointer to a wait group or something. And we can use that wait group to call done on it or something. So you can wait on that wait group, right? We should add it to the registry immediately. That's not true, because what if it's, yeah. Like I said, spawning is async, and if you really want to make sure that after you spawned, after everything that comes after this is basically spawned, you need to have some kind of a synchronization mechanic. And that's going to be a wait group, I think, with spawn ops. So you could basically do your own wait group, wait, something like that, right? You could call this, and then you don't need this sleep anymore. Oh man, what's going on? Then you don't need to sleep anymore, right? Then you have your own wait group, right? That's something we also need. So what we could do is basically that's like a string. That's bad. That we cannot do that. What we could do is we're gonna do some splitting here. String split in this key. Actually, to be honest, we don't need the proc. Well, we need the proc, but not now. We're gonna split this key based on the separator we have. That's very important. It could be... Shit, where is my separator? Bit, separator. That's very important. We're going to split this key. Then we're going to have two ports, right? So we're going to have a port 1. So we could do a quick check. For example, if len parts is not basically is smaller than 2, basically, we're going to return nil. Fork it. Damn, it's gonna split everything, right? Look at this, how smart I am. We're gonna do split n because guys, because we could have, so this is the thing we're gonna have. We're gonna have local foo, right? That's the basic, the most simplistic bit you'll have, right? With the slash is going to be the bit separator, right? But you could also spawn an actor. Local is get local, right? And get by name is already local because we don't register remote addresses. That's going to be the cluster is going to do that job. So we're going to say local foo bar bus boss boos hocus pocus. That's gonna be that's an insane bit, right? So what's gonna happen is we only need to split this and this. So this is gonna be this. We're gonna delete this completely out of the scope. So we're gonna have this first one is going to be the name. Is that true what I'm saying? Is this big brain? Is this the play? Is this a play we need to do? I think that's what split n is doing, right? I think split n is telling me split this separator one time. I hope it's that. I have no clue. We will see. So print me parts 1, right? That's what we need. And then this proc, that's for later on. So we're gonna basically, what's going on? We're gonna do this, right? Okay, let me see what's going on. What's going on here, man? Microsoft shenanigans? Yeah, of course, I know that I can range over the key. I know that. Why is this so weird? I don't need this. I'm gonna do it for later on. I'm just confused here. What was going on here? Nothing. I probably made a mistake, right? But I don't care. We will see. Local dead letter. What's going on here? Time sleep in a second. We need to have 10 here. I see. So this wait group is really going to be interesting also for testing, right? Because, okay, local food, that's fine, right? But 1 millisecond is basically a little bit too on the low side. Return null. Is that going to be a problem? Len parse, it's going to be 2, right? It's not. Is it because... Wait, this is weird. Guys, what's going on here? It's one part. Oh yeah, split n. Is it gonna do... What's going on here? Is it like this? Am I an idiot? Or do I need to do 2? Is that how it works? Yeah, it's 2 times. You need to split it 2 times. Split it 1 time, split it 2 times. It doesn't make... Yeah, okay, I got it. I never used that thing, by the way. Okay, I got it. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. This happens. I'm going to split that into foo barbos. This is a data race. If you can do something like wait for x, then do y, that can solve the issue. I'm not quite sure if you're basically responding on something what somebody else did. Yeah, there's no data race because, well, yeah, you should never use your registry like this, right? That's the first thing. And no, there is no race condition. Trust me. No, what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna split this 2 times. We're gonna have this part, right? And we're gonna print part 1. So that's gonna be foo, exactly, right? So what we're gonna do then is we need this proc, right? Proc. There's gonna be this key, parts, yada yada. This is part 1. So we're gonna actually say name is gonna be parts 1. And then we're gonna return, actually there's gonna be a problem because we have a log here. So we cannot return get directly. So we need to basically do if name equals a registry lookup. No, that's not true. Get by name, and we don't have a name. That's actually completely trash, right? Name string. It's not the best thing, but it is what it is. Actually, to be honest, name. Oh yeah. Proc. You don't need it. Yeah. Well, what's going on? A small dysfunction in my brain. I'm not gonna lie. Was a bit confused with parts 1, proc and pit and all that stuff, and name and too many things for my brain at once. Let's kill the space here. If the parts 1, which is basically the name from the key, is same as the name we give it, then we should actually return. Then we're gonna return the proc, right? That's that. We could return the pit, but for an internal purpose, I'm returning the process. And we going to return the pit in a higher level abstraction. That's the design. Get by name, foo, right? And it's hard to test actually because I designed it a little bit. Oh yeah. Huh? Oh yeah. Okay, cool. So what we're doing is let me quickly check what's going on here. Okay. It feels bad. This feels so bad. Okay, so what we're doing here is basically we get up we get by name foo is going to return a proc, right? So what we basically could do is first to be honest, it doesn't matter. Required is fine. We don't need to check for null. So we're going to return a process, and if that process pet string is the same as local foo, which is we know that this pounding this foo thing will result in a pit being local foo, right? That's what we know for sure. So we could also spawn something else, for example here, and we could spawn, for example, local foo bar 1 and q and 1, for example, right? Something like that. So that's basically going to resolve into local foo bar q1, right? So if we do again this stupid sleep function, we're going to take this proc again, boom, and we get by name do we have actor new ID? But my whole test suite is racecon, my friend. My whole test suite make test. Everything is race condition tested. Test min race. Look at this. I test everything with the racecon. Right? There is no race condition. Trust me. Defer mutex lock. It's check the source code. So it's basically spawn. Everything happens in a non-blocking way. Right? So if I call spawn func, the moment I call spawn func, it's not waiting until func is spawned. You call spawn func and it's doing something behind the scenes. Because if you're in an actor model and you're in your actor and your actor receives a message, which is basically is going to process each message one by one. That means that if you are blocking in your received message for 10 minutes, it's going to take 10 minutes before you're going to process the next message. So you need to make sure that everything you do, of course, business logic can take some time, but you need to make sure that if you spawn something inside of an actor, right? If we spawn something inside of our receive method, we cannot block on everything because everything will block on each other and they will basically stuck. So each time we call spawn func, at this moment, at this computer time, it's the amount of seconds between milliseconds, nanoseconds, the amount of time elapsed between this line and this line is going to be so fucking small that at this point of time, the registry does not have the pit, the process registered, right? The process registered, right? Because it's so fast. And that's perfectly fine. Because I am making a test where I actually need to have the registry have this thing. We're going to sleep for 10 milliseconds. So we are 100% sure that this spawn func actually has completed in the background. That's the thing. And there is also no need for a race condition because everything registry thing is going to be is locked with mutexes and everything. So it's impossible. But that's what's happening, right? But I can understand that from a viewer's perspective, not knowing the internals of the code, you could say this is actually bad behavior, right? That you need to sleep. 100% agree. That's why we're going to add a wait group functionality to spawning actors so we can give our wait group into our internal code. We are gonna block the wait group until we are finished, and then we're gonna call done on the wait group, and you somewhere else where you're waiting for your wait group is gonna be released, and you're gonna be 100% sure if you're waiting for your wait group that everything of the system did his job, right? Everybody went to the bathroom, took a shit, took a shower, eat some food, and is done to do some jobs, right? Remy Jabber, we're gonna do the terminal game in a couple of minutes. I swear to God. We're gonna do the terminal game, we're gonna fix that. It's gonna be maybe a longer stream, so I probably go to the bathroom also to take a piss, because otherwise my kidneys will explode. Right, what time is it? It's 4 o'clock, it's perfectly fine. It's you know what time it is? It's my time. It's fine, so we're gonna do some longer stream, it doesn't matter. So the game will be just fix this real quick, and then we're gonna do the game. I think maybe we do the game another time. I don't know. I'm just thinking about. I'm actually wasting my wasting my time here online. That's not true. All right, let's quickly get some nicotine real quick. Oh man, oh, feels good. Unhealthy habits: drinking Coca-Cola Zero. Smoking online. Can you actually do that on YouTube? I have no clue. I see people smoking joints. So hey, this is basically pure nicotine. Actually, maybe it's nothing. It's just smoke. It doesn't matter. I know it's not the best example. I know, but hey, guys, I cannot be everything at once, right? Like I said, I'm just being authentic, and it's Sunday. You know what it means. Well, I'm just a bit annoyed here, because if we want to get the registry here, we're gonna do foo. We need to construct the key here with the pit separator. That's annoying, right? So Q1, right? You see what I mean? Local foo Q. Oh, we have bar. Miss it. Do we miss bar? Yeah, we miss bar here. Foo bar. All right, that's passing. The last thing we're gonna do before we're gonna make this even better, this functionality even better, because get by name, where you need to construct your pit yourself a little bit. If you have basically a pit, a process ID with tags or something, and you need to construct it yourself, it's gonna be nasty. Not nasty, it's gonna be a little bit inconvenient. So now in context, it's so annoying that VS Code does not know which context it needs to take. Context actor, right? Like this. So get local pit, we're gonna say registry, I'm gonna give it a name, string. Actually what I'm gonna do, I have a good idea. Look at this, name string, tags, dot string, right? So what we could do here is, wait, first of all, the first thing we need to do is this. We need to say proc is going to be this, right? And then we're going to say if proc is not nil, because otherwise we're going to have a nil pointer dereference. You can return nil perfectly here. That's something you need to take care yourself. man, my pecs. Crazy. Rohan, I mean, if you're testing the system as a whole on data race, I get your point on wait group VG as actor receives messages, it's going to signal a release. Well, it's not on receiving messages, it's the wait group needs to be there for spawning. It needs to be there for spawning, because if you spawn and you want to send directly, it's going to be perfectly fine, because we already opened the mailbox from the first time. So it can queue up the messages, that's all good. The problem is, if you spawn something and you want to retrieve a bit from the registry, that's not registered yet. So if you want to be 100% sure that everything is, that the process is actually completely initialized and he's finalized, he's in equilibrium, all universes in universes are come to equilibrium with each other, shaking hands, firming handshakes, then we need to provide a wait group. Then you need to provide a wait group. Then I need to implement a configuration parameter, which is called WG, where you can put your wait group inside of it, and we're going to do some nasty stuff with it. What are we doing here? Yeah, here, get local pit, right? So if you go back to our main test here, so the bar pit is get local pit. Of course, this is not going to work yet. Do we have bar started? Probably not. Where's bar? We don't have bar, right? Actually, to be honest, look at this. Look at this, what I'm gonna do. Spawn func. C. Actor context. Wait. Func. Context. Hop, hop. Bar. Boom. Time. Hey, again here, eh? Again, time sleep. Hey. It is what it is. It's annoying. That's why the wait group needs to come in. Without foo shenanigans, yada yada. So, println bar pit. Test. And define without was that. Why is it? Don't we have without? Is that true? Actually, to be honest, fuck without, man. Look at this. Fuck everything. We need to have this on 100 thing for sure. What's going on? Oh yeah. Man, fuck this state, man. Actor. Receiver. Renew foo. What is that? Never heard of it. Just like that, and then it's gonna work perfectly fine, right? Boom, 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 and then yes. So that's gonna work. Let me find this. You see, local bar. He found it. He's got it here. Local bar. We implemented a new feature. So the problem is, of course, let's say we do this, right? Bar with an ID. Bar 69. that could be a good bar, right? I want to drink some beers with you guys and bar 69. You tell me when we're gone. You tell me when we're leaving to bar 69. So bar 69, the problem is if we are going to fetch bar right now, it's going to be a problem, right? And I want to do this. You could say we could bar 69, but that's annoying because it could be that you have a separate bit separator. And then you need to, what I want to do is basically this. Get local bit bar 69, right? That's what I want. Of course, this is not going to work, I guess. Right, bar is nil. So I put it all behind you. Who is this? Oh yeah, this guy. We cannot touch him. Wait. Oh man. I just tore my back. Wait, let me fix it. This. Look at him. He's a cookie monster. My kids love him. Look at this. He's gonna sing a song for you guys, right? Wait. There's he. Look at this. What? Oh no, the batteries. The batteries. No, he's not gonna do it. Normally he makes some nice song. He's singing like, I wish you a Merry Christmas. Something like that, right? And he's making this you know what I mean? That's what he's doing. But my kids play too much with it, so now the batteries are drained, right? And we don't have any money to buy new. So please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a thumbs up, leave some questions in the comments, and hey, check the Patreon, right? Check the Patreon, very important, right? So I can buy a set of new batteries. How are one-to-one sessions with you looks like? Is a good question. Whatever you want them to be, right? As long as you don't sexual abuse me, it's all good. You know what I mean? Like, listen. So, guys, listen. I'm not gonna keep you inside of your bubble, right? That's one thing I will never do. Although I'm trying to be more positive. I'm trying to be more less conditional and less judgmental. I already mentioned this because I'm very judgmental and very conditional. It's not good. But if you want to get somewhere in life, I'm very, 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 very strict with myself. I'm very hard for myself, right? I push myself in a way you have no idea, right? The problem is I cannot how do you say that? As a word, and I don't know how I can translate it. But I cannot expect, simple word, I cannot expect from other people to do the same, right? But if you want to do a one-on-one with me, I'm not gonna break you down, but I'm also not going to keep you inside of your bubble, right? It's very important. It's very important. Depends on what you want to talk, right? If you want to talk about how to get better as a programmer, how to evolve as a person, as a programmer in general, because or if you just want to have some reviews on your code or something, that's something completely different, right? It depends, right? One-to-one is what you want to be. One-to-one video games, I don't know, it can be, but then you need to pay me in the hour, right? We can play some cool stuff, League of Legends or something. Okay, come, we need to get some shit done, right? So nil. That's why, because we don't have this supported, right? And we don't have this supported. So what we're gonna do is we need to support this, and we're gonna do this instead of doing it in the registry itself. Doesn't make any sense. We're going to do it inside of the context itself. The context is gonna take care of that. So how we're gonna do this is we're gonna have the name, and then we're gonna have a set of tags. 1, 2, 3. So that needs to produce something like name / separator, pit separator, 1, 2, 3. That's basic. Can I do this with a string? Can we do that? Man, is that a thing? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? I don't believe this. We cannot do that because we need to have the spit separated, isn't it? Isn't this? Hey. Ha! And now I need to reward myself, I need to reward myself for the good job I'm doing. Yeah, like I said, I'm a coach. I'm a good coach. But I'm very strict. You know what I mean? I'm pushing people like, yeah. I need to stop with that because I did this with my GF also, and I have the intention that people need to. I cannot push everybody as the same way I push myself. I need to learn by that. You know what I mean? And I do it with my son also, with my kid. I have a little son. I have a daughter also, but she's more into Minecraft and Roblox, right? And but my son, he's the little Messi. You know what I mean? He's like his dad. He's 5 years and he plays like a god, right? Football. So I train him also. And on the matches, I really, really push him. But he's also very good because I'm putting a lot of effort in this guy. You know what I mean? And if I see other kids that don't do that, I think I can be very hard for them. But by the end of the day, they are still kids. They don't need to be pushed at that age. You know what I mean? It does not need to be. Let kids be kids. You know what I mean? What's good, what is bad? You tell me, guys. Tell me what you think about it. Do you need to learn your kids to push themselves and to be competitive? Or what do you need to do? What's the correct play here? What's the correct play? And I'm tempted to do that with a lot of friends and with my own GF, and I stopped with that because it's a lot of conflict because I don't like to spend my days doing nothing, but she does. She does to sometimes rest because she has a normal job with shifts and everything, and sometimes she's tired and she sits in the couch doing nothing. Am I then the person that needs to say, hey, what are you doing? Do something useful or something. I don't think that's a correct play, right? Because nobody is the same. And I cannot change people that much. Something to think about. What are we doing? I think we just fixed everything, to be honest. So if we spawn bar 691122, and I'm gonna do this 691122, I should have the same. I should have a pit, right? That's perfectly fine. Yeah, we got him here, right? Boom, you got a pit. All right. Get status. Get diff. What you could do real quick before we actually registry test commit this thing. Get by name. Oh shit, we cannot do. It's fine. It's gonna be all fine. Get local bit. All right. Wait, let me quickly text. I need to text. I think I'm gonna, to be honest, gonna wrap it up because there's a lot of shit to do. We're already 2 hours in. But shoot some questions, man. We can do a little bit more question stuff, and then Because I just remembered I need to go to get some food on a Sunday. That's on another level. Finding food on a Sunday. Because everybody's finding food on a Sunday, right? So it's going to be full of people. It's going to be full of people in the store. And hey, that's something I don't like. Navigating myself through a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because they're always blocking everything. There is like one place, like one rack, or you say the one wall where all the proteins are. You know what I mean? And these old little ladies, they are blocking it with their Winkle shopping cart. With their shopping cart. Everybody's blocking my proteins because they need the butter a little bit further. But everything is full. It's nasty. It's really nasty, right? And then you have something like the self-scan service, which is amazing. The self-scan, when my favorite shopping thingy, store, my supermarket or whatever you say it, had the self-scan, it was a new world opening up for me. I can just rush in, take everything what I need, and then scan it, and then just pay it and dip them out, right? Piecing out. Because all these other people, they didn't know, self-scan. They were afraid of the self-scan. Remember that? A couple years ago, everybody was afraid of the self-scan. And I was thriving because I could be in and out. You know what I mean? It's like in and out the shop. That's what I want. I don't want to in and out. But they are evolving. Humanity has evolved. Because now everybody is at the fucking self-scan. But there is only one problem. They cannot use the self-scan. There are always issues, right? This is broken. They forgot to scan something. Something is not quite right. They need to have some discount code that they forgot. There's always something going on. Their bank, how you say it, bank contact, they say it with us. Their banking application is not working. It's always a problem with the self-scan right now. So I'm locked in the store, waiting in line is a problem. The self-scan is going to be a problem. So what do I need to do? And my proteins are blocked by old little ladies. It's a bad day. And then it's Sunday, which basically means that the little old ladies are being exponentially in size. Everybody is there right now. Everybody is blocking the proteins. That's amazing. So I need to mentally prepare myself to go in. Rami Jaber, or Jabber, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I'm new to Golang and I really love it. Do you think I should leave it to learn Rust or dive deeply in Golang? If you wanna get shit done, learn Golang. If you wanna program like we always did, learn Golang. Rust is it doesn't make any sense, right? Rust is a syntax. Although the language itself is the language semantics, the idea of the language is good. The problem is that if you wanna enforce such an idea, such a big of an idea of a language, then the way people are going to use it is going to be very tedious, right? It's going to be very inconvenient, and it's going to be very unlogical if you need to call a ref cell inside of a cell inside of a box. What the fuck? You want to allocate something on heap, you need a box. A box. What the hell is a fucking box? And a ref cell. And like I said, Rust tutorial on a tutorial code is fine, right? Super easy. But if you're going to do highly concurrent applications, system applications in Rust, you're going to use all these crazy shit, like a box in a ref cell with an arc and a mutex, all wrapped inside of each other, for example. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows. What's a refcell? What's an arc? What game are we playing? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. It's not even programming terminology. You know what I mean? So you're learning to program in a language which you will basically cannot program, which is not the way you program. It's like learning how to drive a bike with side wheels. And when you're 24, your parents decide to take off your side wheels. So you're going to basically break your teeth and your nose and lose a piece of your tongue at the same time because you basically fall onto the ground because you cannot drive your bike anymore without side wheels. So that's basically Rust, right? Of course, there will be hipsters, right? And, oh, Rust is good. But there are people that basically don't use Rust in production, right? They're basically fanboys that only do that in the weekend, right? And the only thing they can do is write 10 pages of 10 lines of code, right? That are the hipsters. But if you don't want to bankrupt your own company, if you don't want to bankrupt your startup, you don't use Rust. It's like if you know C, if you know C++, if you know Java, if you know .NET, if you know Python, if you know then you know basically every other language except Rust, right? It's not going anywhere. I hope I'm basically retired. I hope I'm retired or already dead, buried under the ground, if Rust really becomes a thing. Because that's programming. That's what programming was all about. Back in the day, we have C, and okay, C is very, very, very. How do you say that? It's exaggerated, right? C is pretty nasty, right? But by the end of the day, it makes you a better programmer, understanding what happens, right? Understanding how the memory model works, understanding what is the heap, understanding what is the stack, understanding how memory is laid out, pointer arithmetic, pointer arithmetic, all that stuff. How is a string laid out? What's all that stuff. It's very important. Of course not if you are programming. If you're a web developer, if you're a web engineer, it doesn't matter, right? If you're writing APIs, then you don't need to learn Rust. Then you never need to talk about Rust, because if you're writing APIs in Rust, you're basically you're a madman. You know what I mean? But if you want to do systems programming, then you need to understand the core concepts of programming itself, which Rust doesn't teach you. Rust doesn't teach you that. Because people coming from the higher level languages, thinking that Rust is cool, gonna have the most problems with it, with the burrow checker and everything, because they don't understand what's going on, right? They don't understand why there is a problem, and the only thing they do is they basically make sure that the compiler is happy, and then they think they solved it, but they don't know why. Why is this? Why is this moved value? Why is this value moved? What is moving anyway? You know what I mean? People don't have a single clue what's going on. Like I said, they need to make a better C. They need like Go, but Go is they need to make a better C. That's the only thing I need. A better C. A better C. That's the only thing. Which, in my opinion, Go is very C-ish, right? That's why I like it. I never liked all these special languages like Ruby and LXZ, all these fancy stuff. It's creating problems where there don't need to be any problems, right? Because if you want to solve a problem in Rust, the first thing you need to solve is Rust the problem itself. Because it's a problem, right? Rust is a problem itself. It's creating problems where there's not need to be one. The better C is Zig. Well, Joe Biden. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden. We thought you were dead, Joe. What's going on? I literally thought you were dead. you were disappeared. Zig is a new C. That could be. The problem is, remember this, what I'm going to say. A language is as good as the amount of people that speak it. I'm going to repeat and write it down. A programming language is as good as the amount of people that speak it. Let that sink in for a while. Let that sink in, clip it, and ship it. Zig is cringe. We have a better C in C17, C11. C11 is pretty nice, but... the problem, you cannot write C. Listen, but... the problem why people cannot write C anymore is because nobody understands. Or nobody can write C. In this modern age, right? And let's be honest. We need to be honest. Who can write C? Some people are students, 24, 22, 21, the middle of their career. Who can write good or distributed, or actually distributed? Who can write system level C? Who can do that? Nobody, right? It's not getting taught anymore. It's what is getting taught is getting all this. I don't know what's getting taught in school. What's getting taught in school? I have no clue. GS is the best language ever. I think we need to agree on that. We need to agree on that. Programming language cannot evolve anymore. That's the problem. And it's nice that I'm nearing the end. Of course, am I at the middle of my career? I don't know. I hope I'm almost at the end. Because it's time for me to end. Because I'm not a guy that can live in this modern time. With this modern language. I cannot live with that. Because they're creating really problems where they don't need to be. Because my thinking process is completely different. Right? I think from a very verbose standpoint. Right? New people come in to Go, and the first thing they try to do is call first on a slice or something, like first or last or push or get index or something. They think, hey, what am I? No, I don't think like that. And that's why people come into my RISC code and they say, why don't you call this function on this vec? And why don't you call that function on this vec? Because you don't know how to program. You just know your language on top of your head. While I'm thinking, okay, how can I get this item with a loop and an index or something? You know what I mean? It's like more verbose thinking. Because in C and we don't have anything like that. There was nothing. There wasn't even a map. You don't have a map. You need to write it yourself. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing with Go. It's very minimalistic. There is no such thing as magic. You need to do it yourself most of the time. Linus the maniac kernel maintainer. It's true. Who can write C? What I do a lot of the time, actually, and I do it a lot, is basically study the Redis code. Study the Redis code. I do it a lot. Salvatore Sanfilippo. The C Redis code is a work of art, man. It's crazy. And he has some good cool videos about how he systems programming in C. The creator of Redis itself, Salvatore Sanfilippo. It's very scuffed. But there you can see, if you check the code of Redis, which is it's basically the most robust thing in the world, right? Redis, everybody's using it. And it teaches you what programming really is about. Because everybody's going into clean architecture and hexagonal architecture, and you need to do this. And you can't do that because that's against the bad practices. And you can't do that, you're a bad programmer. But did you check the code of Redis? Because at a certain point of time, your project is getting so big and it's in production and people have depending on it. So you need to be backwards compatible. And how are you going to add all these features on top of that? How are you going to do that? Most of the people, they don't know because they not work at scale. You know, you never worked at scale. You don't know what it is at scale. The only thing you know is some Indian guy on YouTube teaching you how to create a CLI application, fetching an HTTP page from the internet and parsing it into JSON. I mean, that's not programming, right? That's I call this kindergarten, right? That's pony camp. That's not programming. But at scale, making a system at scale, adding features is very, very hard. And there are most of the time there will be a lot of there will be a lot of application that's doing it. But Redis is a very nice example on how it evolved over time and how complex it all is and how they do all that stuff, right? And then a cluster, and then how did they add that thing in and all that stuff? It's crazy. And then you can see that programming can be a nasty beast. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about those people trying to impose DDD in Go? Domain-driven design, is that what I mean? Well, domain-driven design is always good, but you never can take it directly, right? I mean, they all come with these special paradigms and how to do things. Like I said, I don't know, guys. Like I didn't watch any single. I don't know anything about the modern programming anymore. I mean, modern. This is basically modern, right? Because I'm still kind of young, but I have the feeling that there is a lot of new stuff, new ways to do stuff, and I don't think it actually works. I think it's all a fugazi to confuse you. Because I'm still building stuff. And I work at very complex systems, very, very complex systems. And it's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good. Like I said, if speed, and we are doing, I work at Trading Light, which basically is blazingly fast, right? We are the fastest, we deliver the fastest data on the whole fucking planet, right? What we need to do, and it's written in Go, and I can swear to God, you can come up with your Rust application, but we are gonna clap your cheeks. We're gonna clap your Rust application so hard. We're gonna smack it. You're gonna cry. The Rustians gonna cry and go back home because we are gonna be so fast, and not because Go is a faster language. Because if you take it at the pure bare metal, right? Because that's what they do. If you take it pure bare metal and you compare Go to Rust, maybe Rust is going to be faster. But at a large scale, where speed matters, but at a very large scale with a lot of concurrent requests and a lot of shit going on, where you need to maintain that code base, how fast is your Rust going to be, do you think? Because the programming language is as fast as the guy that wrote it, as its creators, right? You can write bad Rust. You can write bad Go. You can write very fast Python. You can write very fast JavaScript. And if you need to do very strange things to make things very fast, things can look dirty. I cannot explain what we're doing because it's very confidential. Because I signed some contract, I cannot say it. But I can also not show it, because otherwise I would love to stream, but I cannot show anything about it. But if you need to do, like in very high throughput production system, it's nasty. It looks, some stuff is nasty, right? It is what it is. Don't get worried about, damn, this code looks weird. And then they try to make it better and cleaner, abstraction over extraction, folder here, folder there, another helper function, and another function, and another abstraction, and an interface here, and an interface there, and an interface here again, and a function here, and a factory there, and before you know, you're a fucking turtle. And you can't move. Your code is so fucking slow. And it's, oh shit, our system doesn't work anymore. Boo-hoo-hoo. And they cry. And they go to another language because they think it's better. And they have the same problem in another language because they're completely trash and then they're bankrupt. And the project will never release. You know? And me and the boys, we are just hamming and slamming our keyboard, having a good time, making money. That's the difference, right? And all these other guys sitting on Reddit, crying with each other, right? I'm at the gym. Big back pump. As fast as your GC. The garbage, guys, the garbage collector, you guys don't understand. The garbage collector collects garbage. Let that sink in. I swear to God, we do order book stuff. We copy, we do order book stuff that's not hitting the garbage collector at all. What's the garbage collector? What's the garbage collector if you don't have garbage? There is no garbage collector because the garbage collector collects garbage. If you don't have garbage, it does not collect garbage, right? Think about that. Think about that. Think about it. People don't know that because they don't know what a pointer is. They don't know what memory is. They don't know how to pre-allocate stuff and keep it in memory. And use buffer pools and object pools. And it's simple. You never create garbage if you put things on the stack. Because stack is low lift memory, right? The stack is a stack and the stack will clean itself up so you don't need to collect that. The heap, of course, but why don't you, if you, a tip could be, why don't you create a 1 gigabyte of memory and you keep it there and you do stuff in that memory yourself. So the garbage collector never need to collect the garbage. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? And stop using, for Go, for example, stop using low lift objects as a pointer. Something like that. And don't use toString. Don't call string or something. There are so many things, guys. You have no clue how good Go is. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't understand that, how good Go is. But all right, I'm going to the South Scan. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to the South Scan. Because I'm hungry also. I'm gonna fight for my proteins. Any more questions? Any more questions, my mans and my girls and me ladies? Don't a big tip, like I said, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Don't listen too much to Twitter and to YouTube. Right, this is gonna be nasty, but all the creators that make these funny videos of how the day in the life of an engineer, like Yomatech, it's complete garbage, right? I'm so sorry that I say that, but you're completely trash, right? Because you cannot get viewers without giving this cheap dopamine. You know what I mean? Don't listen to Twitter. Don't listen to Reddit and all that stuff, right? Learn by yourself, right? How to get a job with Go as a fresher. Like I said, there is no, like, guys, listen, like, I'm so sorry, but there is no shortcut. There is no. There is one shortcut. I'm lying. There's one shortcut. That's my channel. I swear to God, that's really a shortcut. Because there is no there is no channel like my channel on the whole internet. There is none. And I think a lot of people did not went deep in my channel yet. Right? I have the Go playlist, but I also have these how to create this exchange and everything from scratch, and this blockchain from scratch, and I do a lot of stuff, right? What do you think about Gin-Jonic and Fiber? Is it worth learning them? They're all the same. They're all the same. There is no difference between Gin-Jonic, Fiber, and anything else. They're all the same. They're all the same. The only thing they do is func my handler. Damn, I cannot even type. Func my handler. And what's going to be in this func? Every single frame, even mine, because I have a video where I created these boys, their framework 8 years ago, right? Where they are still in their diapers, pissing their pants at night, right? I already made it, right? So what they do is this my handler C is going to be a context, right? Fiber context. It's going to be, a Fiber context, or it's going to be a Gin context, or it's going to be framework 100, framework 1000 context. It's going to be a context, and it's going to return an error, right? That's the only thing you need to know of this framework, right? And then you can do an my framework dot get, right? Maybe it's dot get. You can derive that. Look up the documentation where you basically give it a URL, right? A path actually, and your handler, my handler. And that's it. That's the only thing you need to know. This is literally every Go framework. Legit. It's so easy. It's basically Express yes. Do you think study master is needed if someone who is software engineer? No. A study never harms, right? A study will never harm, but it's not mandatory. It's not mandatory. And how to get a job at Go faster is do a lot of coding, right? Code a lot, and know all these mechanics. Know a lot of mechanics, very important. Do you think there is gatekeeping in programming career? What is gatekeeping? What do you mean by that? Mysterio. How far can you pre-allocate memory? It's like saying I don't need try-catch, but my code has no exception. Too much ideal. Don't agree with that. How far can you... Of course, you pre-allocate memory. I mean... How can I say it? Let's say you have a type. Let's say you have a type in Go. A big type, right? A big type with a lot of shenanigans in it, with a lot of numbers, and that needs to be updated very fast and very frequently, right? So what you could do is each time you parse some data and you want to parse it into that type, you're going to create a new type. And you're going to create a pointer. Why? Because because you're going to move that type around your system and you don't want to copy that type. So you're going to make a pointer. And it needs to be updated and very frequently and all that stuff, and a lot of manipulation and a lot of requests coming in that needs the same type and with different things, right? Something like that. Think about this. It's very, very common. But at high speed, I'm talking about high speed, right? So what I just described is basically the default way to do it. You just create a new type. But if you know the size of your type, or at least, you know the type at least, you could do some you could do some shenanigans where you can grab types out of a pool and update them in kind of buffers that already been optimized based on the data that needs to be in there, and yada, 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 right? I cannot the problem is I cannot be very in-depth with that because it's very confidential information. But you could do that. So you don't need to create, because in a request, you're going to create a pointer and it's going to be deallocated. Pointer, update, deallocated on another request. So you're going to... There's a lot of garbage collection going on, and so yeah, something like that. Think about that, right? I think you're very smart enough to infer what's going on here. So you could allocate a big space already, so you don't need to keep reallocating that stuff, if you know what I mean. Jobs require years of experience instead of actual knowledge. Well, that's a little bit sad, right? That's the story of life, right? It's in every single job. You know what I mean? It's in every single job. Everybody, if you need to think about that. If you are a CEO of you create a company where you invest all your children's money in it, and your house, you invest your house in it, and you need to hire somebody, you want to hire the best, right? But who is the best? I have no degree. Who is the best? That's what they don't think about, right? There could be a 24-year-old master degree software engineer, master in the computer science, 24 years old. But the only thing he did was just to go to school, learn his shit, and he had good grades. But there could be a guy, 16-year-old, little neckbeard, World of Warcraft god, League of Legends master player, Counter-Strike left-handed acer, that codes every fucking day in the night, never goes to a party. He's sitting Saturday, Sunday, he's coding, he's hacking, he's building stuff, he's learning C, C++, he doesn't give a shit about Ruby and all that stuff. He's doing bash scripts and everything, year after year after year, doing open source stuff, fixing bugs in open source stuff. By the time this guy is 4 years old, you can have the best degree in the whole fucking world, right? You can be an MIT student, I don't care. You're gonna be so bad. He's going to clap your cheeks with everything. He's going to clap your cheek, he's going to outcode you, he's going to outscale you in every single aspect. But yeah, of course, he maybe is not mathematical enough. He doesn't care, right? Because everything has already been made for us, right? We are standing on the shoulders of giants. We don't need to invent a quick sort. We don't need to invent ZSTD encoding. Everything is invented, right? The only thing you need to learn is how to build and how to make things come to life as fast as possible and iterate with feedback from customers as fast as possible. That's the story, right? So who are you going to be? Are you going to be the 24-year-old good grades that actually knows nothing? Are you going to be the 16-year-old hacker that will outscale and outcode every single of you because you are still click on your folders with your Golang IDE of your VS Big Studio Code, right? Not the small one, but your big IDE, clicking on everything and open up your debugger. This guy is already with a 60% keyboard, with a 60% elite keyboard, blindly typing against the speed of light, opening up 30,000 terminals at once. He's going to rape your ass. And he's going to beat you, not only in your day job, but also in every single game and in the gym. And that's the last thing I say about that. Take this, let it sink in, and do with it what you want. And for the people that really want to level up, join the paid. Today I was on fire. I'm not gonna lie. Today was a good stream, but now I need to have my proteins, right? I'm gonna fight for it with the little old ladies at the protein rack. That's what I'm gonna do. God damn it! This deaf miner, man, misspelling clear. You see, he's teasing me. I like that. A little bit of 30,000 terminals at once. No, man, it's fine. Yeah, of course, I misspell a lot. That's a problem. Sometimes I'm trying to be so fast. I think if I can slow down my typing, I can be much faster by slowing down because I'm going to type less things. But hey, I'm already fucked up. You know what I mean? I'm too far away. I'm lost. Nobody can save me anymore. This guy is Andrew Tate and says, that's not true. I'm not Andrew Tate because I am not in jail. I'm not in jail. This guy, I feel very sorry for him, by the way, because I don't think he deserves it. But yeah, sometimes like high trees catch a lot of wind or something. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Hey, and I don't drive. I don't drive these cars, right? I'm a poor little guy. You know what I mean? I don't even have batteries to put in my voodoo doll. Can you imagine? All right, guys. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for watching. Yeah.